You know you owe back taxes. You might be able to pay the actual tax that you owe, but the interest and penalties have exploded the balance into something that's totally out of control. You're probably wondering if there are any ways to get rid of all those junk penalties and all that crazy interest. Well, the IRS has a program that might help you get rid of some of those interest and penalties and get down to a fair and reasonable balance. The IRS One-Time Forgiveness Program. That's the topic of today's video, right after the intro.
1-877 Levy King, Levy Levy King, 1-877 Levy King, LevyKing.com.
What's up, guys? Corey Hankerson here from Legacy Tax, and they call me the Levy King because I've helped thousands of clients with unfiled returns, back taxes, tax liens, and that's right, IRS levies. If the IRS took your check, the Levy King will get it back. 1-877 Levy King, LevyKing.com. I'm also the author of End the Tax Nightmare: Insider Secrets to Beat the IRS and Reduce Your Tax Debt. Inside the book, I show you how to stop IRS levies, liens, and garnishments without paying the tax in full, how to set up the payment plan you want, not the one that they want you to have, and how to potentially settle your tax debt for less than you actually owe. My book has been a top seller on Amazon for years, and you can buy it right now for $19.99. But I want to get you a copy of the book absolutely free. Just go over to my website, that's www.endthetaxnightmare.com, and enter your name and email, and I'll send you a copy right away. No charge, not even for shipping, totally free. Before we go any further with the video, please take a moment to subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm and hit that notification bell so you'll get a heads up each and every time we drop a new video. Okay, let's dive into today's content. Okay, guys, today I'm breaking down IRS one-time forgiveness, what it really is, what penalties qualify, and how you can use it in order to get yourself some tax relief. Let's get into it. What penalties qualify? There are three main penalties that qualify for IRS one-time forgiveness. They are the failure to file penalty, which is charged when you don't file your tax returns on time. The IRS charges 5% of the unpaid tax every single month or portion of a month, and the penalty can be up to 25% of what you actually owe. The next one is the failure to pay penalty, which is charged when you don't pay your taxes by the due date. The IRS charges 0.5% of the balance every single month, and this one can also be 25% of the total balance that you actually owe. Now, one thing about this penalty is that for the first 5 months, failure to file and failure to pay actually run at the same time. So combined, they max out at 47.5%. Not quite 50%, but pretty daggone close. The next one that you can use one-time forgiveness for is the failure to deposit penalty, which applies to business owners or employers who don't make the required payroll tax deposits on time. All three of these penalties are eligible for IRS one-time forgiveness. So, how does it work? You're probably wondering, how does this actually work? How do I take advantage of this? Now, despite the name, one thing you got to realize is despite the name, you can actually qualify more than once in some circumstances. The IRS is going to look at your compliance history, which is whether you've been filing and paying on time over the previous few years. They're going to look to see whether you've been compliant and this is your first slip up in a while. If that's you, then you're a strong candidate. But remember, one-time forgiveness only wipes away certain penalties and some of the interest on those penalties. It does not erase the actual tax liability itself. If you want relief from the actual tax liability, that's when we're talking about something like a partial pay installment agreement or an offer and compromise, which is a much more complicated and complex process. But the process for getting one-time forgiveness is actually pretty straightforward. You just call the IRS and ask for it. That's it. Pick up the phone and ask them. Now, you can do this in writing. There is a form that you fill out and submit it. You can do it in writing, but it really is just easier to pick up the phone and give them a call. Now, keep in mind that sometimes they're going to deny you. I would say a good percentage of the time, they will deny you even when you qualify. That is where a tax professional steps in. We argue your case and get those penalties removed. You can also, again, like I said, you can submit a written request and appeal a previous denial. You can appeal it in writing, but phone calls are usually better. And to be honest, doing an appeal is probably beyond the scope of abilities for a regular, layman taxpayer. You probably want to hire a pro for that. At Legacy Tax, we've helped customers get thousands, sometimes even tens of thousands of dollars in penalties wiped out for our clients using this very program. So it does work. It's just another tool in our tool belt to help clients get rid of tax debt. Speaking of tax debt, I want you to know that there are special programs in place to help you get a fresh start. But how do you know if you qualify? You see, no two cases are exactly alike. So how do you know how much you can settle for? Well, I've created a free tool to help you get qualified for a fresh start. Just head over to www.levyking.com or click the link below, follow the prompts and enter a few simple questions, and we'll help you figure out your eligibility. That website again is www.levyking.com, or you can give us a call at 1-877-LEVY-KING. That's it for this week, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.
1-877-LEVY-KING. Levy King. 1-877-LEVY-KING. LevyKing.com.
Back taxes to the IRS? Call the Levy King. He's the best. 877-LEVY-KING. LevyKing.com.
1-877-LEVY-KING. LevyKing.com.